All right, this will probably be the last one that I do because I've had so many of these events that when I try to recall them, they start all sounding the same. And it would just be boring just to repeat the same old scenarios. But in some cases, then I've heard voices. So I'll go into some of those and kind of wrap it up because I've seen people, my mom, and then others similar to that, but I just didn't recognize them. I felt, movements, seen orbs. So in this case, it's kind of voices, and a lot of times it'll be similar to what most people will have experienced. I would assume at least once in their life, maybe not, but you're going to sleep and you're laying in bed and you're just right at that stage of sleep, you'll hear somebody call your name, Derek, and then you'll just like pop up, and you won't be quite in sleep paralysis yet because you'll be able to move around and look, but because it snaps you out of it, and voices sort of snap you out of that. But in one case it didn't for me, and I'll get into that. Or I'll hear, my love is what my wife will say, and I think it's her, but I'll get out of bed and go where she's at. I said, hey, did you call me? No, I didn't. I'm like, okay, I'll go back to bed. But it was back at my sister's house, back in that trailer where I had that feeling like there was a cat on me doing that little cat claw dance that they do. But in this case, I went back to a little bedroom off to the side, closed the door, and just got in there, laid down, kind of still thinking about the day. But I guess I hit that stage because I hear my sister's voice right in my ear saying, Derek. And I knew nobody had came in because it was just pitch black in that room and the lights were on in the hall, but the door was closed. So if somebody came in, they would have had to open the door. The light would spill into the room. That didn't happen. And I got this real feeling like, ooh, something just not right. But I've always got that little bit of something inside that says, hold on. So I started praying, and I asked angels to surround the place for protection. And as I did, there was a window at the end, and the light that was shining from probably like a security light that was outside just seemed to resonate a little bit brighter. And then as that happened, all that went away. So like I said, I'm not for sure if there was paralysis involved in that or not. It was just an unusual event in a place that's had unusual events before. So there's the voices and all those different. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I can add before I end that, because they were all the same. Once you get to one spot in it, it all starts sounding the same. But anyway, I'm going to end it with that. Like I said, I consider it sleep paralysis in those cases. Now the last one in that trailer, there was a little something funky about it. There may be some spiritual implications there that were just not good. Like I said, my sister's had events there too, so she could probably elaborate on how strange that little trailer was. But anyway, I'm going to let you go and try to figure out what else I want to do. I've done a lot of groovy experiments too. I might get into that. And I've got one on a reverse speech experiment that it was really cool. And I've got a video on it already, but it's just really simple and probably needs some subtitles and a little polish. But anyway, I'll talk at you later. You have a great day. Bye.